Well, here's some more about Neanderthals from this summer. Look at this article here. Skull hints at early foray out of Africa. See, they figured, again, whenever they have to push their timelines more back to the beginning of all things and also to the beginning after Noah's flood, they're getting more to the biblical historical account. Look what it says here about Neanderthals. Oh, they found the oldest Homo sapiens, what they're calling true human fossil outside of Africa. But it was 30 centimeters away from a Neanderthal skull. Kind of, you'd think that would encourage them to think Neanderthals and people were the same, just different gene pools of humans. But they're saying, oh, well, no, all this stuff about how much older this thing is than any other European, this was in Greece, human. We didn't think humans had actually left Africa. Actually, humans left Noah's Ark and then migrated to Africa and Asia from there, and Europe from there. The Neanderthals, that tribe being so strongly built and stoutly built, they were the best for the Ice Age, which happened after Noah's flood. So they were the only people that lived in Northern Europe until the Ice Age was over after about 500 years. And that's the flood geology there. Neanderthals, they're saying, died out 40,000 years ago. Well, they did die out, sometimes interbred. Now, look at this. Since one skull is older than the other one, how do they know that? They must have been deposited in different layers and somehow ended up being only 30 centimeters apart. Well, why did they look, and usually we find these things, why do human skulls not look all that in good shape and dinosaur bones are, if their dinosaur bones are like many, many times older than human bones? But that's another story. But look at that. It must have originated in a different sediment layer before ending up only 30 centimeters apart. Well, must if you're wedded to your particular worldview. Well, they used uranium to date these bones. That is based on 4 different assumptions, which is also another. So it's not very exact, not compelling to me that they must be a different age, and so they must be in different layers, even though they are, and that's the data, 30 centimeters apart in the cave wall. So anyway, I mean, I'm trying to get this so you could read the whole rest of the article if you want. There's ancient humans and Neanderthals. This guy disagrees. They live side by side in the Middle East. We have found Neanderthal fossils in Israel. Neanderthals were people too. Tribes of humans don't always live side by side. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they intermingle. Sometimes they intermarry. Sometimes they do commerce with one another. And the Neanderthals weren't tied to North Europe during the Ice Age. I mean, they could move other places. They were just the only people who could handle the cold. And so some of them lived in the Middle East also. We have fossils. That's data that shows that. You keep thinking, and that biblical worldview of history and history of mankind is actually looking better with every fossil discovery. We don't have to say this must be true because our theory is true. The evidence goes our way anyway. God bless, Dr. J.